Order number 47. Number 47, your order's ready.
All right, and we're back. Quarantine check-in. DJ homies. This part, what part is this? 4 or 5?
This is 5 with this crew, and then we're adding Jay in. So this is the first one with Jay.
First one with Jay. We did
Welcome
one.
to the game, Jay.
We did one last time with just 5, myself and D Nice, which was good to check in with him.
I watched that. That was awesome.
That was dope. That was a good one.
Jay Espinosa, welcome to the podcast, bro.
Oh, what's up? What's up, guys? Thanks for having me.
The Bay Area.
Yes, sir.
Hey, first of all, how you guys doing? Are you guys okay? Ruck?
Yeah, man, I'm hanging in. Having a little drink to celebrate the podcast number 5.
I think all of us are.
Yeah,
Cheers, fellas.
Cheers to the
Oh,
team.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Cheers, guys.
I got water.
You didn't get the alcohol memo. That's right. Fuck.
Nobody told me.
I'm hanging in, man. You know, it's still tough to deal with, you know, the mental, but you know, I'm starting to get used to it a little bit and just kind of surrender. And you know, you got to do what you got to do. So,
because the reason I ask is because like we all have had busy DJ careers. You know, luckily and fortunately we have. So at first it was like we knew what was going on, but it was a nice break. It was like a break we all needed from traveling and the nightlife.
Yeah.
And it was like, I was enjoying the break. And then like, I think yesterday was when it really hit me. I was like, damn, like, I'm a little over this. Like, I'm ready to get back to like making money and back to seeing people and being social, right? So I just wanted to see how you guys are doing and like dealing with this.
I'll chime in off you. It's interesting that you said yesterday. Literally, mine was yesterday as well. I'm on the real, like that. I even talked to my wife about it. I'm like I was enjoying the fact that I'm home and I could take a break. And it's like the first time in, I would say for myself, like in 15 years that I've never traveled.
Same.
Like in travel, like that. And probably a lot of us. So I was like enjoying it, and I was like, you know, the family and everything. I was happy in this moment, but I was like, I finally yesterday was like. I was in an ick feeling, like a weird, like stuck little feeling that I was like, what is this? And I was just like, it's like, as fun as our Instagram is or whatever, and doing all this, it's still not connection that we usually have with people and a crowd in front of us and the vibe and just the energy and even just, you know, like, you know, the even though traveling could be stressful at times, but just like you're used to a motion, a routine, and for your routine to be just completely shifted, you know, I felt bad at first for feeling that way, but it's just human. It's human to feel that you're like, damn, I don't feel normal anymore.
Yeah. I thought about routine yesterday too, but like when I was saying, when it hit me, I was like, damn, like, you know, when this gets back to normal, we know it's going to be a while. Like, how is it going to, like, am I going to forget how to forget something the first time I travel? Like, it's just like, something. Like, it's just like, we're so
system.
We were on autopilot for so many years where now it's like, we don't know what the hell we're doing. It's just crazy.
I pack the mask now, the gloves, and whatever else you need.
100%. You're going to have to like sanitizer on deck, the mask on deck.
It's gonna be weird to get back to normal, to learn how to walk again, because
exactly.
That system that we had, like, you know, the way you move, the way you pack up stuff, the way you're prepared to go to the next place, the whole thing it's gonna be, you know, rusty.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure. Yeah. How much are you? I was gonna ask, how much are you guys actually staying inside? Are you guys getting out to get like air, going on runs, walks?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm out every day.
I've been literally just like in my house. Like I went out to go take my trash out earlier today, and I was like, whoa, air.
Yeah.
Like there's a world outside my apartment.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I think it's good for the mental, at least once a day.
Yeah, I stay home for the most part. Like since Thursday, I haven't left my house at all, really. But I do a store run, and I come to the office. So it's just like the office is just me and 5 sometimes. So that alone, like, gives me that mental break we need. Oh, we lost Vice.
Oh, Wi-Fi down.
Yo, Vice's Wi-Fi is suspect.
Wow.
Wi-Fi down.
But yes, so you don't even go on walks or runs, Jay?
I went on a bike ride like a couple weeks ago, but pretty much the only time I leave the house is just to go to the grocery store. Yeah. And I don't like the vibe, man. I can't get used to it. Like walking through an aisle at the grocery store and, you know, you walk by somebody and you see people like turn their head because they don't want to breathe your air and people are looking at you crazy. Like I can't feel it. I avoid going to the grocery store.
Everybody's a suspect.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Everyone looks at you like you just have this crazy disease. I understand what's going on. You got to be careful, but it's like people say, oh, it's going to bring everyone together. Like, no, it's not. It's making everybody against each other.
Yeah.
Period. Yeah. I honestly don't really know how to act around people because for me, I know how I feel and I want to make other people feel like comfortable. So I've even been like extra friendly with people. Like I'll say hi to like strangers and stuff. But at the same time, I feel like I don't know if they're like, why is this guy talking to me? Like, don't breathe on me.
Right.
So I don't know.
I think you get like the crazy looks now if you're not wearing a mask though. Like, you know, like that's like if you, because I was on a hike this morning or like I did a workout and like a dude walked by us without a mask on. Like a few people, there was a few people in like on the stairs and they were just like kind of like looking at him like he's like a fucking, you know, terrorist and shit. That's the crazy shit.
Yeah. How is that hiking with the mask? Is it kind of hard to breathe?
Yep.
I'm passed out, dude.
I was thinking about it because I kind of want to go on another bike ride, and I don't think I'm going to go out. I don't want to make other people feel weird, so I would have a mask on if I ride my bike. But I'm just like, that's going to be hard to breathe. But I'm like,
it is. It's better exercise though.
That's real. That's real.
Sweat more and shit.
Yeah, there's a like it helps your breathing. Like you ever seen those breathing apparatuses where you work out with them? It's like a high altitude workout. It slows the amount of oxygen that's coming into you.
There's Vice.
There he is.
He's on mute though. Take your shit off mute, Vicey Vice.
We have a suspect Wi-Fi.
I'm back. I believe there's like a gamer that must live around me messing up the Wi-Fi in my hood. Like a FaZe Clan kid or something.
All these kids running around my house all fast is running up my bandwidth. Goddamn.
Bro.
Oh, you Travis Scott must be on right now. Jesus.
Something, man. Isn't
he on every day around this time doing a concert on Fortnite?
I'm gonna jack a clip of his Fortnite video to repost that remix of Goosebumps I did a long time ago that I never got an official clearance to put out. So
do that.
I'm trolling.
Now you can get his attention. He's not busy.
Yo, I left off for you real quick where you're saying you're going outside. I highly recommend just something that I did that like actually helped me a lot was got in my car and drove up and down the coast in LA. And I know Jay, you're in the Bay, so you could do that as well. Like I literally just drove with my windows down to like get fresh air and see water and just see a change of scenery and like, yo, that was like a reset. That was big.
Yeah, I do that a lot too. And then
especially now that there's no traffic, it's like it's such a nice vibe to get in a car, listen to music, even if you're not going anywhere. Like the other day, I have a classic Mustang, and I took the Mustang out. I was supposed to meet with Vice.
Light flex.
In a meeting.
Little flex. Okay.
Like just driving around, listening to the Smiths, bro. Felt nice.
Yeah, you got it. Like, do whatever you can do to keep your head.
That's a whole scene. I'm with that, man. Shit, it sounds like a date. Next time, call me, bro.
Hey, what's up, man? Come pick me up.
I guess. Right. I'm definitely not picking you. You guys are far as hell.
Yeah, you're not gonna make it to the Bay.
I've been choosing a little spots in Vegas to kind of like I don't know the city, you know, because I'm new to it. So I've been driving around here and there and like going to check out. Like a lot of the parks are still open. There's not many people in them, but some of the parks are still open. So I can just drive, 15, 20 minutes out to some park and we see it or something like that. You know, it's
Red Rock.
That's good.
Red Rocks I've been going to a bunch for sure.
Yo, so let's talk about the DJ live sets real quick. I know Jay Espinosa has some questions for Vice. I had a question for Vice too, and I know you might not have the answer to it, but I'm curious to what you have to say. Because I know when you started doing the Instagram lives and you said, all right, I'm going to go on every day at 5 o'clock. That's my thing. You obviously had no idea we would be on lockdown for this long. So my thing is like, how long are you going to keep doing it? And is it good for you to keep doing it? Or is that defeating the purpose of your break? Like once you get back in motion, are you going to be so burnt out of DJing where you're like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like I want to see where your head's at.
I think for myself, at first I was like every day 5 p.m. and then I stopped. I'm only doing Monday through Friday now. And I grew up on radio, like, you know, like Jay Espinosa and like you, Eric, but like, so I look at it like I'm doing like a Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. mix show for 1 hour. And I don't have to drive to the radio station, and I don't have to go through traffic or get back. So that 1 hour, and I usually go 2 hours all the time. 9 times out of 10, I'm going 2 hours. But I look at it now like to try and push myself and like play a lot of the older records I don't get to play anymore, or play differently, that when I go back, that I'm going to actually sharpen my skills on the throwbacks, because that is, I mean, I had to pull out my old hard drive. It's literally connected to the computer I'm on right now. I had to pull out my old hard drive and get my old records that I never used to play in the clubs. So is it burning me out? The burnout moment is when I'm trying to be like, what am I going to play today? And I feel like that is the moment that is just like kind of like the struggle sometimes of trying to figure out what the flow is for the day. But I mean, I usually just kind of just go with it and figure out what the flow is.
I think that's why it's really dope when people do like the themes.
Mm-hmm.
Like I see like Angie V, she always pops in with like props in the back, and she has her friend with her amorous, but she's always doing a theme, and that's always easier because we always bounce around, and we're like club DJs where we know what works on dance floors automatically.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of vision the comments as a dance floor, and you know what works. So you tend to play, if you're doing a classic hip hop, you tend to play the same shit you know is the most popular. If you're doing like 2000s hip hop, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so like,
yeah, totally.
If you do a theme, then you stick to that theme, and you know the next 5 days you're not going to touch that. So it could be like R&B, it could be classic house, it could be. I know one night you did a like 2010, 2012 like early EDM shit was fire, like all
right. And those just happen on the fly. Those happen on the fly. I feel like I just kind of figure them out as I go along, because another thing is like my time is a little bit different right now because of trying to balance out the kid. Like I have a daughter at home, and then the balance in the household. But to do the hour to 2 hour mix show is one thing, but then to prep those sets is like probably when we were all on vinyl and used to be going through records and making piles and all that, you know, that's another whole 2 hours. So now 4 hours of your day is like 2 hours of prepping and 2 hours of mixing, and then you spend 4 hours of your day for your mix.
Jay Espinosa, was it 2 nights ago?
The vinyl set?
Yeah.
Damn.
Dude, so I popped in on Jay, and I was like, oh, listen, Jay's on live, and you don't really see Jay on live ever. So I saw, and he was on vinyl, bro, and it was so dope to see. But I know you had an issue, and you probably had questions for Vice about that.
Yeah, well, I got booted. I'm very rarely on IG Live. I've only done it like a handful of times. So I was gonna ask Vice, like, you go every single day. Have you had issues, or do you got like the plug with Instagram?
So for real, I have no plug.
Real quick, tell them, because you said you got booted like permanently, not just kicked out and popped back in, right?
So yeah, well, okay, so it works again. I checked it, but they temporarily like banned me from IG Live.
Wow. I've heard that happened to one other. I think Chris Villa might have put that up, that it happened to Chris as well.
I think William Lifestyle, J-Dub did that too.
Yeah, one of my buddies out here just got banned too. And I think Scene said something about him getting banned.
How long is the ban? You're good now. It's like for like a day?
Like it was for like not even 24 hours.
Oh.
Are you a business account? Are you a business account?
Yeah, I have a business account. That's where you could do the swipe up, right?
Yeah. You're not verified though, but you have a business account.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so
maybe that's the
issue.
So
first of all, I don't have a plug. I truly do not have a plug. I think this is from me gathering information from talking to a lot of DJs. I've noticed that when people have business accounts, and I don't know if this is true or not, I'm not going to say this is the real deal, but like when people have business accounts, it seems to flag them more often.
Uh-huh.
I also have noticed that I talked to another DJ that was doing a lot of Instagram lives, and he was getting booted, but he was using a separate software to run visuals, and he was DJing live, and he was getting booted. And then he tried not running that software and just going straight on IG, and he didn't get booted as much like he was on. So I believe at this point, Instagram is watching in some sort. I talked to D Nice, because as a question I asked Eric, just last week, I stopped getting cut off every hour. I'm able to go past 2 hours straight.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I can keep going now.
How did you find that out?
I was just DJing because I do it Monday through Friday. So I know every hour right there. I'm like, all right, everybody, we're about to get kicked out. Get ready to come back in. And my shit just kept going. Yeah. And I was like, what? This is like, crazy.
I wonder if they're starting to update, behind closed doors.
I believe they are. They have to be, because I can go past it. I can go past an hour now. And I have never talked to anyone from Instagram. Yeah. There's no one that I even know that works for Instagram. But now I'm able to go past an hour. Is it because I'm on every day? I don't know.
The other, I was wondering, because if you were playing vinyl, and there's been a rumor sort of going around that maybe if you throw off the tempo or the pitch, the pitch tempo, turn off master tempo.
That's what I was thinking.
And especially if you're playing vinyl, that would test that better than anything. So if you got booted anyway, that sort of debunks that.
Yeah, I was so confident. Like, oh, and I'm playing vinyl. The pitches are going to be all off. I'm not going to get flagged. And they flagged me. I got flagged for playing Mac 10. It was like, what was it? It was like,
side, kidda-kang, bing, bing, bang.
I got flagged for who banging. That's so random.
He probably reported you. He was probably banging on you. Like, who playing my song? I'm not getting no money.
Like people they get reported too, huh?
Yo, I got banged on. I got who banged. Playing who banged. Pause.
But Dlux, you and I were on the FAED account like a couple weeks ago, and we barely got booted. Remember?
Yeah.
So I have not been booted in a minute. And the last time I got booted was when I remember I was playing Debbie Deb When I Hear Music, and it kicked me off. Yeah. And the other one was when I was playing a Post Malone record, and it kicked me off. So those were the only 2 times I'm like, yeah, those are the times that I got kicked off. Other than that, I haven't been kicked.
I was watching Angie V earlier today, and she did like a crunk set. So I had like Lil Jon pop in, and like the moment he popped in, like a couple minutes later, like she got booted, and I felt bad. I was like, damn, like he's not gonna hop back in, right? But like and she got booted like 3 or 4 times in that hour, bro. Oh man. And I was like, damn, like. And
I feel like it lands on accounts, and it's just like if you happen to catch the wrong day, you know what I mean? Like,
but yeah, exactly. I don't think it has to do with a song. It was like, why does like Debbie Deb, Mac 10, and like Lil Scrappy get booted, but you can play Drake, Rihanna? You know what I mean? Like
none of that matters.
But I think Ruckus at one time told me like, oh, just don't play Drake shit, you'll be fine.
And then I played it.
Yeah, I got away with playing Drake when I did Marquee, Tuesday Slide and whatever. I've just run into out of the few times that I've been on, maybe 10 times or something like that. I've only gotten booted twice, or just they turn the sound off or something like that. I've never had the video shut down or anything like that. But
yeah, I don't think there's a right answer to this. I think it's all just like all this collected, gathered information on Twitch. What DJs are doing. But at the end of the day, still listen, like it is copywritten music that's published that no one's getting paid for. So the labels are after to figure out like, how are we going to monetize on this platform? Like, so that's why they're clipping people off.
I just posted a video dancing yesterday of Don't Rush, and that didn't get flagged. And it's like, wow, that's not mine. I posted on IG Live or whatever.
So do you think because the labels are starting to figure this out, do you think it's going to get worse before it gets better?
I think it'll get better. They need to. This is like the main platform that music's coming out. But if you really look at it in our world, I don't know about all the other feeds, whether it's like the EDM world or whatever. But in this community that we have of DJs, we're all playing, I feel, mainly throwback music. So this is all music that probably people want to be paid on, because it's not like current new music, So it's like it's a throwback scene that we're all doing. I mean, it's not like we're all doing new music sets every time on there, right?
There's something special.
Like, where my check at?
Yeah, that's why Mac 10's after you, Jay. Don't come to LA, bro. Stay in the Bay.
I'm scared of Mac. I'm scared of Mac 10 too. He looks like he's the real gangster.
Yeah.
No, hey,
probably don't fuck around that at all.
No, not at all. Mac 10, I've seen him really mad at the radio station one time.
Bro, so have I.
You don't fuck with him, bro.
I think all West Coast rap, which there's probably no West Coast rapper that you really want to fuck with.
True. Nah. But Mac 10, bro, he like Big Boy and him got into it. It was ugly, bro.
Wow.
Yo, I seen him. I don't know if you guys know. You know me, Hood Rap Miguel.
Of course.
Yo, he like wilded out on Miguel at the radio station way back in the days. I was there. We all had to like leave the room, and like the record labels had to come in and like smooth everything out. It was crazy.
No, I've seen him.
Radio announcers and radio voices like that, like a Big Boy or a Charlemagne or something like that. You kind of got to live. It's a little bit of a dangerous life. You gotta talk to these folks, about these personal subjects. And
oh yeah, I'm sure you guys got stories. I'm sure you guys got stories.
You got pressured one time.
I was trying to get Mac 10 on the screen, but I couldn't pull it off.
I saw it. I saw the car.
Yeah, I was trying to get him on, but
What's going on? What's everybody listening to, man?
That's a good question. Are you guys in on your new music? Like, are you following up on like what's driving?
I've been choosing an album a day to listen to, but
yeah, me too.
New albums?
A lot of it, no, just one. I mean, sometimes I go over the, but I've been choosing a lot of old stuff, of course, but a lot of them, like I just listened to Caliucci's album just came out. The Strokes just came out with an album that was crazy. There's a lot of new music out that's really good, but a lot of throwback stuff. I was gonna speak on that as you mentioned it. A lot of the DJs are playing this throwback stuff. You go back to the D Nice thing again, like he did what he did without new music really, and I think that's an important thing. This movement that's happening, or this change with people's understanding of life in this slowdown is causing a lot of the great stuff in our lives, whether that's from music to art to self-health or mental health, whatever it is rising to the top and being appreciated in the masses. Hence like the Teddy Riley and Babyface verses and all that kind of stuff, these beautiful R&B records. And, one of the biggest showings of attendance that you've ever seen. And it's because of this great music and because of this timeless music and this music that was made from the standpoint of doing it in the old form. And I think all of that's coming back and we're starting to appreciate it. So it's been interesting to like, I don't listen to as much trap, like
Churn Up,
Little Uzi or YBN Melly or, whatever, YBN Namir, this and that. I do, but a lot of it is spread out. It's either ethnic music or throwback music that I'm listening to more, just because the vibe just makes me feel better about what's going on.
100%. I know a lot of those artists, their streams are down. Like I talked about before on the podcast, like I popped into like a webinar thing and label execs were talking about streaming's down for the young artists, but it's really up for like Stevie Wonder and Michael Jackson, etc. Because of the same thing. You don't want to hear just like a lot of these kids talk about depressing shit. Like all those, they're all depressed on
opioids,
Xanax, like like people.
This is the mood you want to be like happy.
You want to stay away from that type of stuff,
Yeah.
You want to spread positive vibes, not a virus.
Happiness.
Like so, you want to spread this happiness right now. That's why I feel that all the throwback shit is why everyone jumps on IG lives. It's like I want memories of like when I was in a good place, when things were like at a happy time. So I also feel that transitioning out of this is just my personal take, that feel good music's going to be on some like wave, because people are going to come out of this hopefully in summertime and be like, yo, like I want to be fucking happy and be out. Like I want some feel good shit. Like I don't want to hear this whole depressing type of wave of music coming out of this. That's just my take.
No, I was going to ask you guys the same thing too. Like coming out of this, being that, we're streaming, some of us every day, some of us every week, but like the type of music that we're playing on our streams and getting the reactions from everybody in the chats, seeing people be so excited about all this other music that, we may not necessarily have been playing in clubs, like on the regular. Now coming out of this, like, I think that stuff's gonna stay. I think kind of like DJing might be changed a little bit, like the music that we're playing. It's like opened up more.
It might be more fun.
I'll tell you
all
one
this old stuff, and even all these battles, like the Teddy Riley Babyface battle, all these little battles that are happening. Shout out to Swiss Beats and Timberland for doing all that. Like, it's kind of made those. It's like mainstream now. So you could be at a party with like a 21-year-old and play a Babyface record and be like, shout out to the Babyface battle, and they're gonna know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I agree, man. I think also I'm very surprised at some of for me, like doing the Monday through Friday, I'm surprised at some of the requests that pop up on the screen. Or like, I like to throw in like an old joint and be like, first person to name this, I'm going to shout them out. And then like the name, then someone will name that it's like the Bush Babies or something like that. I'm like, how do you know, like just randomness or even homies that I know?
This is a fight in the heart of all DJs, and especially in the territory where we're in. We a lot of times think that people don't know, and
right, that's true.
Yeah.
And also sometimes in those spaces there's a smaller crowd of people that do know. But given the platform and the way that we're performing right now, and people are just chiming in because they really like what's going on or they like the vibe of the music or whatever else, people know what the hell is going on. People love music, and they sit and listen to it all day, every day in their offices, in their cars, and whatever else. And so they delve into all different types of things. And it's like something that we have to not be scared about, to continue to like play that spectrum.
Agree.
I also think that it's a good way of testing which records were forgotten in our head. But then in the comments, you start seeing so many fire emojis. You're like, oh, this one got a good reaction, and you kind of remember like, oh, I'm gonna play this in my set one day.
That's the new Make Some Noise, you know.
Exactly. But then another thing I was thinking about is young kids always want to be cooler than their friends, so they always want to be like, oh yeah, I know this shit. Like us, like I wasn't born in the 70s, but I love me like 70s music, and I did my research on this shit. So like a lot of kids, we forget, they do listen to old shit because they want to be cooler. They want to be up on shit their friends aren't up on, and they want to be like, oh yeah, I know so-and-so, even though it's not my era. Like early 2000s and 90s is like 70s music and early 80s to us.
Right.
So they do research, and I know Vice knows firsthand because his son is what, 21?
21 on the dot, yeah, bro.
And he'll DJ
grown man alert. He'll
DJ these frat parties, and like older records are the bigger records.
Yeah, the other day I was like streaming, and like I was like playing what was it, like CC Penance and like Finally, and my son was like, oh, this song, yo, this one's, and I was like, what? How do you know that?
What? They want to be cool, and I think they do research, man. So I think we tend to like play it really safe, especially like
I agree.
We DJ in Vegas, man. It's really hard to DJ there because there's so many different.
You have Alabama next to New York, next to Wyoming and some Bay Area and LA cats that are like,
what's good?
And aside from that, and then you have managers behind you ready for a cryo blast in 30 seconds. Yeah. So now we're like brainwashed on energy versus new shit versus like,
I will say I'm going to come out of this, Jay. To your point, I'm definitely coming out of this with hopefully my new Serato crates lined up in a different way, but like not scared to throw back on some of the older records that I kind of honestly I strayed away from.
Yeah, or also trying things new. You know, I've been doing these like yoga mixes where I'm making mixes of slowed down house tempo stuff, like, you know, like that Mykonos and Tulum style, like 100 BPM house stuff. And I love the music, so I've been making mixes of it. Just supposed to something I never do. It's not a part of my brand. It's not something anybody knows me for or whatever. But I've been choosing to work in the spaces of areas that I love, but never take the time to do normally.
I love that. I think that's super dope.
On a technical aspect, and I want to ask you guys too, and like playing those records, Ruck, have any of you guys like signed up for Tidal? I signed up for Tidal just because Serato has it in there right now. Yeah. And I can make crates of songs that I'm not going to go find the MP3 on HMC. Yeah. So like, it's like I can make crates within Tidal of like random one-off songs, whether it's obscure stuff or Afrobeat or stuff like that.
Have you used it in a set, like DJ'd off of Tidal?
No, I just downloaded it. I used my son's college account to get the discount.
Parts of the business.
Yeah, I used his college email so I can get the little discount to mess with it. But no, we set it up, me and my son here, and yeah, within Serato you can use Tidal and have crates. So like those yoga songs you're talking about, or even Afrobeat
are all there, and you don't have you don't have to mess up your hard drive space or your computer's
right.
space.
You're just streaming. You ever? None of you guys have done that, Jay?
Yeah.
Oh.
I haven't done it, but I do rip a shit ton of CDs, and I spend so much money on buying. I always have CDs coming in the mail, like so I could just have the AIFF files.
Wow.
But so Tidal has that.
Right.
I don't trust that they're
lossless. That's what Tidal is.
Where are you DJing? Are you DJing like on a massive festival stage?
Yo, check this out. Yeah, I know it doesn't even matter. I'm over here playing in like a little bar with a shitty ass sound system.
Mamba mentality, goddammit, don't matter, man.
I be playing low quality shit sometimes. Oh yeah.
Yo,
hey,
I got like super OCD, but this record label sent me some songs like sort of recently, and I think they sent me like the wrong ones on accident because they forgot to like retag them. But it said for streaming service, and it was like 128 what do you call it, kilobytes?
Yeah.
It was 128, and that was what they were about to send to the Spotify's and whatever, and I was just like, huh?
Yeah. I went back and not too long ago I was like going through some files and I was like, wow, I played that song a lot and it's 128. I never even knew that.
Yeah, you know what?
Some of my shit's low.
Speaking of that Tidal thing, though, I got kind of hammered in Singapore one time at the little downstairs room, and the DJ that was playing was like not doing what we wanted to do, and we had a whole crew of people in there, and he didn't have any like records. I was like, yo, let me get involved. He was like, cool, go ahead. And he didn't have any of the songs, and so he was like, but I have the Tidal Connect, so you can just go, and the songs load a little slow, and it's like there's not the cue points, all that kind of thing, but all of the
you have to make crates. That's another thing. You can't just go into Serato. You can't just go into Tidal and search something because like gang of songs come up. You gotta like pre-make crates.
The situation at that point, like I could choose song by song. I could find what it was that he didn't have in there and at least play it.
Yeah.
So.
If it was Spotify in Serato, game over. But I read a lot, and Spotify's not gonna fuck with Serato from what I read.
Wanna fuck with that shit?
They're not gonna come in.
No, you could do that with SoundCloud too.
SoundCloud, yeah. But I feel like SoundCloud quality sketch.
Oh,
yeah,
find stuff that you're like, whoa.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know a lot about Tidal, so maybe Tidal. You're right.
I don't either, bro. I actually
probably does.
To tell you the truth, I'm not feeling the layout on the desktop because I'm so used to Spotify.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like I'm gonna have to like sit and mess with it.
Only time I use Tidal is when Jay-Z does a new interview, and that's the only place that there's there.
Yeah. Can I ask on the technical side? I know we have a lot of DJs listening. When you went live, Jay, what did you connect to? Like, what was did you do a straight feed or did you just put your phone next to a speaker?
Nah. So I use the Roland Go mixer.
Okay.
And then I have a secondary laptop. And so what I did was I took my iPhone and I have like a little, where is it?
Like a fisheye?
Like a wide lens, like one of these little clips.
Okay.
So, and then I turned my phone so I didn't have to use the reverse cam. Cause I just don't like seeing, like the left-handed turntables. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're looking at.
It reverses it. Yeah. For you.
Yeah. So I flipped my camera and then I just read my chat box through, I created like a secondary Instagram account. Just like, I don't follow anybody. It's just so I could read my, my chat.
But it's delayed.
Yeah, but it's like a couple seconds. It doesn't matter.
That threw me off. I tried to do that and I flipped my phone and I was looking at like just the back of my phone and that ruined a whole live stream one day.
Oh, because and then you're not looking like
I was looking at a white wall, bro. I was looking at a white wall with the back of a phone DJing, and I was like,
yeah, no vibe.
So I mounted my phone to my computer. So I got like where is it?
He's got Velcro
this right here. You see this shit right here? So
yeah.
You know what I mean? I put my phone like literally right over my computer screen, but this way. So that way, like I'm looking at my computer, but I'm also looking at my phone. So I was able to use the front cam and read the chat room at the same time.
It still looks like you're interacting with the people.
Yeah.
So I got another
new nickname alert. Life Hack J.
I got another hack. That little John gave me, and he's probably I put in his business out there. But I was like, yo, like, what if we play for a long amount of time and our phone's gonna die? Because that's happened to me.
That happened to me too.
Yo, he's like, and he sent me a picture. he had his phone taped to a wireless charger.
Nice.
And I was like, genius,
Oh.
genius.
Oh,
Because with the roll and go, you can't plug in a charger and your roll and go at the same time.
Right.
Even if you have the
I bought it. I bought the split.
yeah, the splitter doesn't work.
I bought the dual lightning jack, and it does not work.
Yeah, because I was thinking like I'll just get one of those, but
Nah, tape your phone to a wireless charger.
wow.
That's crazy.
Oh,
That's
Thank you,
crazy.
Lil John.
I like these
Yeah.
little secrets, man. Yo,
Yeah,
the Roll and Go Pro broke on me.
Oh shit.
Whoa.
how did it break?
Doesn't work anymore. Like I use it 3
Has-
times and then I
Drop the
tried-
drink in it.
I know.
Has anybody tried to merge two screens and rock with somebody? Like say somebody's playing drums or somebody's scratching or somebody's DJing at the same.
So I've gone over all this, bro. I went deep down this hole of like
Take
streaming.
us in the
and
rabbit
trying to
hole,
learn.
man.
So what happens is for the roll and go, you can't spit the audio back out of your phone. So the direct
Right.
feed with the roll and go, it does not allow you the audio to come back out.
Right.
So the only way to do it is if you're not plugged in and you're doing basically iPhone microphone pickup from the speaker. But the next problem is when you bring someone in, what I've noticed is the quality drops. Your quality drops from one person or the other. Did you guys notice that on some of the battles, the verses?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like one or the other would have shitty quality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like no one both could have a high quality feed.
Yeah.
And once that person gets out, your quality is diminished still until I guess like a certain amount of time, and your quality comes back up. So that's why
I was live streaming and I had my friend jump in just to like say what's up, and it like fucked my whole shit up. So I literally I started it over. I didn't know that it would have went back.
yeah.
It must be it has to make space for both
Right.
Wi-Fi's or whatever else to come in.
Right. So the other one is I just picked up and I got it like a couple days ago, the iRig Stream, because there's an iRig, but there's one called the iRig Stream that I'm
You got it
trying to-
already?
Did you get it?
I got
Pooh?
it. Yeah. I'm just trying to test it and figure out a way. There's an option on the side called Loopback, and I'm trying to figure out if I can be able to bring someone in the feed and out the side of the iStream, you can run a quarter, like a headphone jack to RCA into the channel, the extra channel on your mixer, so I can get their audio.
Yeah.
Well, let me know.
But the bad part about that is if they're listening to your stream and you're DJing, then you're feeding back the audio into your mixer. I know this is getting all technical, but you're feeding back the audio into your mixer, and then it phases out in your monitor and your headphones, and everything's fucked up.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Jay, I know you use Twitch more than any of us. What are your thoughts on Twitch?
So right now, after my last experience of getting booted from IG, I'm not going to use IG Live anymore. To me, it's just pointless because, like, you can be playing for 50 minutes and you might get flagged for one song and then you lose your entire mix. So that kind of irritated me because, like, I wanted to save that shit because I was doing this vinyl set and then I got flagged literally right at the end. So then it deleted my whole shit. Twitch is cool because there's a lot of dope. I'm still like learning about it, and there's a lot of dope features that you can do with Twitch. If you get flagged, it just mutes your audio while that song is playing. Your video doesn't get taken down or anything. So that's dope. You could also do this thing where, let's say like, so if I have a chat room and I'm playing, I could send everybody that's watching my channel to someone else's page. So you can kind of like share audiences with people.
Right.
And it's going to take people to like not be selfish because, you know, like I think a lot of DJs might have this mentality where like, oh, I have way more followers than this guy. Like, why am I going to let him use my platform? But if you want to help people out, like it's really dope because you could, you can share audiences.
And you can have people host your show on their channels also, which is cool.
What's that mean?
Like basically you feed your feed to someone else and they're pumping it out. Like imagine if you're live and I'm like, oh man, I love Jay Espinosa's live sets. Let me put it on my page.
Right. While
on my Instagram page. Boom. Yeah. That's dope. I like that.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I just don't really know everything about it yet. But I know
you can get subscribers, and that subscriber actually can give you revenue as well back. People can throw donations to you. There's
a bunch of paywalls and stuff.
You know,
oh, go ahead.
On the producer side, just for like some inspiration, who I think really is crushing it is Kenny Beats.
Oh yeah.
His Twitch page, dude, it's fly. He crushes it on his Twitch page, man. That's a dope page.
The Twitch community also, like they
That's
they
what
pay
I was gonna say.
Like it's part of the community. Like giving it's called a sub when you give somebody a donation. That's just like part of what people do on Twitch. It's not even like out of pocket to ask. You don't even have to ask. Like people almost just like know. Okay, we're gonna give this guy some money.
I also feel, Jay, like someone like you and how talented you are, like technically, as well as being a good DJ technically, like Twitch is an amazing platform for you to go in and build a community of DJs that are at home. Like, how does he come up with these routines? Like
the art school kids are on Twitch.
So like they're waiting for you to sit down and break down. I started from A and I went to B and I went to C and I went to D, and this is how I made this juggle or this routine or this set. Because that's what the Twitch community is about.
It's a more cerebral crowd. People that watch.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
damn right. I was gonna say, put some respect on his name for that.
I'll subscribe,
you're a bad motherfucker on the turntables, Jay.
Thanks, guys.
I'll subscribe. Shit.
Yo, I've been seeing a lot of producers do like they make beats on there. I know Kenny Beats does that too. Mm-hmm. Like I follow like Mr. Carmack, like, and guys like that. Like he just opens
Murder Beats does it,
and you could watch him like create something from scratch. And they're talking to people and, talking about nerdy shit, like what plugins are you using and how do you, like, it's pretty dope. I could see like building a DJ set on Twitch.
Also the visuals, man. My buddy Apollo, there's Apollo XO, my buddy from Chicago. He does these crazy ones where he like shrinks himself into the background. It looks like a full-on festival's going on, and like people are doing the illest stuff with
people
the
are
visuals.
getting really creative.
Yeah. The platform is more open for that. It's really cool.
What was it, 5?
No, Heavy from Chicago has good.
Heavy's got a serious one.
Yeah.
Shit, Heavy's the one that put me on that Heavy Steppers record. That record goes so hard.
Oh,
what is it?
Heavy Steppers. You ever heard of Heavy Steppers?
Yeah.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Talk about some hard trap, like fuck dirty 808 shit. That and like a Moneybag Yo and that 123 record, those two records in Chicago. Probably Heavy put me onto that during All-Star Weekend that time I was there.
Oh damn, okay.
Shout out DJ Heavy, what up? Chi-Town, Chicago, Paulo, what's up?
Get that on the HMC for the playlist.
I got a song to send you for the playlist, man. I think we finally narrowed down the send music DJ records that kind of send music.
Yeah. Oh, okay, nice.
I've been combing through, man. It's been hard because it's like a lot of it's like weird or good or just or the artists don't have the rest of their operation together. There's no brand, there's no thing, or the video. But that's also what I wanted to nurture. It's like these people that are in that in-between space, like really, really out there trying and have something, but it's like the rest of the pieces to the puzzle aren't there. And, there's a little attention that we want to bring to it. So, I sent you the record. I think these guys, the Stress Gods, are going to be the one. I'm gonna give it another second before.
Sent me, right? I heard those. Those are good.
Yeah, man. It's a little mindless trap music, but it kind of goes hard.
Dope.
So
what are you guys up to the next couple of weeks? Vice, like I said, are you gonna keep doing it every day, or what's your?
I'm locked in. I do Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. I do minimum of an hour. I always go over. I'm always I usually actually minimum of an hour and a half, up to 2 hours, and I just feel like it's keeping me sharp on my DJing, and I won't come out rusty. It's helping me update my Serato and like I said, pulling out old hard drive and getting out old gems that I want to play. And I also feel though, like for myself and like a lot of us as working DJs, it just helps keep me relevant in the sense of like when we do come out of this, that it's like there's a story of like people got to ride along with me in a way when I was DJing and doing these live streams. So it helps out with the brand and keep it relevant, I guess. Yeah.
100%. I'm going to start one. I don't know what it is. I'm going to start one that's, I think, all Latin, all Afro and Latin. I think I'm going to call it God Bless the Dance Floor.
You might as well just be DJing and doing push-ups, man. You get us all pumped up. Like, I'll be like, let's go, Ruckus, let's go.
That's work.
You need a DJ shirtless, bro.
There's no relaxing.
Agreed, Dlux. Yeah,
hey, that's
shirtless, bro.
That's on my fans only page. Was it OnlyFans? Fans only page?
Fan Central or what?
What is it? What's it called?
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans. Yeah. I'm gonna start on OnlyFans. I'm DJing all abs. DJ abs.
You gotta redo you gotta redo the In the Club 50 Cent video.
Oh, shit.
Yo, hang it upside down. Oh
Yeah.
shit, I did that. I got aerial yoga in my house.
Damn.
Wow.
I was hanging
I
upside
do
down.
want to do.
You need to go shirtless, man, not me.
I want to try and
go.
do. I want to try and do. I want to try and do an hour straight on a treadmill while DJing. That'd be pretty.
What?
Wow.
Like at like a decent tempo of like
put the treadmill behind the turntables.
yeah, like where it's lined up with the thing and it's just like going up.
Bro, you have to do that. You have to do
you
that.
ever try to send a text message while running on a treadmill? You know how steady your hands have to be? That's going to be a problem doing that.
For real. I wonder how many miles I could hit on the treadmill in an hour mix. That'd be
It
good.
depends on how fast you're going.
Yeah.
I don't suggest you do that, bro. You get hurt, man.
Yeah.
Are you his
Honestly,
lawyer?
Practice.
You got too much to lose. No, I'm his friend.
Same thing.
Yeah, lawyer, friend.
Yeah.
He gets mad at me a lot too. It's fine.
Hey, let's talk about DJ situations, fucked up stories in the DJ situation. When you ever DJ in a club and like something weird happened, like just the energy changed, like or like somebody asked you to play something, it didn't go right, or like somebody was hating, or like somebody spilled a drink on your turntables, or you spilled a drink on your turntables, or like
All that.
you know,
All
like,
that.
Everything you said, yes.
yeah.
I have a good funny story.
A promoter was hating something.
I have
What
a
happened?
good funny story, like an early Tao Vegas day story when I'm sure like some of you guys have rocked to where Jamie Foxx gets on the mic and Jamie Foxx does his like
You mean
cuts
middle
the
name
mic and tells,
motherfucker?
he takes tells a whole long story and then he decides
First
to
name?
like tease the name of like the song but not really the name of the song.
Yeah.
And he was at Tao and this is when the DJ booth was in the penalty box, like way up top
Oh,
in
that
the
was the
second
worst.
story, like in the corner. And he was like, bye, da, 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 da. Yo, and then he was like saying some story, but then he's like, and then I was like, ooh, and I was like, just like I had been drinking, I've been DJ, and then I was like, and he would stop and look, and he was like, ooh, and I was like, what is he doing? Like what? And I couldn't figure out that he wanted me to play Drop It Like It's Hot. I just couldn't. And then like it, but he kept going and he kept doing it, and now it's like 2 minutes of that. Ooh, and he's like, and then he finally he's like. Drop it like it's hot, bro. Or something like that. I'm like, oh shit.
He does that all the time.
Like the most like
he does that all the time, and I go blank. It could be the easiest song.
That's his whole steez though, and you know what? He's figured it out now. At a certain time, it wasn't good. Like he did the first New Year's. He did a New Year's in Miami. Like I don't know how long ago now. Like fucking 10 years ago at Live, and it was a big deal. He was a big deal. And they added him in last minute to like there was this New Year's party. Then the next night there was this thing, and I don't know if I DJ'd with him or after or before or after him or what, but like that was his whole thing. He got on stage and was just like, you know who it is? It's Jamie, middle name motherfucker, last name Fox. So when you see me, call me Jamie motherfucking Fox. And he just kept saying it over and over again. Didn't have any like rhyme or reason to the situation. He started doing that though. He started getting it where he would like call out the idea of the song and the DJ would play. He's like, oh yeah.
It's like a game show.
Last time I walked in the club, I was thinking this. I'm the fucking man. Y'all get it, do it. You know, like got a whole steez now.
I clowned myself that time that happened. I was like,
He did that shit on my birthday, and fucking Riz was there. Like a lot of homies were.
Shout out to legend DJ Riz is a motherfucking legend, man. NYC, man.
But yeah, he did. He stumped me on like, what you want to do? Want to be a baller? And I knew it was a Biggie song, and I'm like, I blanked.
Yeah, you just go blank on the spot.
At first, I thought it was like Pastor Troy, and I'm like typing in Pastor Troy. I'm like, and like, you know, I got nervous. I just played Hypnotize. He's like,
no.
Oh my God.
Hey, it takes poise, you know.
Jay, tell us about your fumble.
What? Like just a story?
Yeah, where'd you fumble? Give us a DJ
Something
fumble.
that was fucked up when you were
like
like
battle or whatever. Like, oh fuck.
Oh
man.
yeah, didn't know what to do. Didn't have a routine, or somebody just crushed it and you were nervous. What or just in the club and it wasn't going right, and somebody was stressing. The owner was stressing, or the promoter was stressing. Or, you know, girls asking you for songs and you didn't have it, and they were spending the most money in the club.
Yeah, bro.
You know,
literally everything you said has happened to me.
You know what?
These are the moments that make us the realest.
This is not a proud moment either for me. But one time I walked off the set when I was DJing. Like I just couldn't take it. Like I broke.
No way.
Bro, I left, bro.
You peaced out?
I was like, I said, fuck this, and I bounced.
That's gangster.
All right, get into it. What happened?
Man, I was DJing a LeBron James party.
Wow.
You're wearing a Warriors jersey, bro. Chill out.
It had nothing to do with me, like, being a sports fan. Like, it was such a mess. I couldn't handle it. This is why I don't think I'm made to do these types of things. But
Yeah.
So for one, the whole room from the beginning of the night until the end, it was like everybody just standing still in the middle of the dance floor. Nobody was dancing. Everybody was waiting for this fool to walk in. Like, there was no vibe. So I was already just like, all right, whatever. Like, this kind of sucks. I'm playing music, trying to get everybody into it, but people are just like waiting around. Right before he walks in, one of his people texted me, or they texted the promoter, and the promoter tells me, hey, LeBron's about to walk in. And they're on me so hard. Like, hey, they're telling me, like, make sure you say LeBron's coming. LeBron's about to come. They told me like 10 times in like maybe 10 minutes. So I'm like, all right. At this point, I'm like, damn, these fools are like forcing me to, I just like, okay, I got you. I'm going to do it. So I'm obeying them. He walks in, he goes to the back of the room, and the whole time he's there, his guy is right next to me texting him, and they're like yelling at me, telling me all the songs that LeBron James wants to hear like right now. And they're all these like fabulous mixtape songs I didn't have, like super, this was like, I don't know, it was a while ago. It was a really long time ago.
But it's always like that. Like,
Always like that. Athletes are the worst with that shit because they listen to like the mixtape versions of the littlest weird shit, and you're like,
yeah.
fuck?
But it was really just the way that the guy was talking to me. It was his people, and they were being like hella rude to me. So I was just like, you know what? I was like, fuck this shit. So I like took my headphones, and there was one of my DJ homies who was there, and I threw my headphones to him. I was like, I can't do this shit. And I like went to the bathroom, and I stood in the bathroom for like 5 minutes, and I was just like, I needed to just like
vent.
And then I went back and I DJ'd for however longer the night was. But I just like,
motherfuckers.
I know that feeling, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I literally couldn't take it.
I hit people with like, I remember sometimes when people are like really rude about requests, I'm like, where do you work? And they're like, what? I'm like, where do you work? Like if it's someone like coming up on you, I'm like, and they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, what's your job? What do you do?
Yeah.
And I'm like, they'll tell me like, oh, whatever. Let's just say some words. I work at a bank or something. I'm like, cool. You want me to come up to you and tell you what the fuck to do and yell at you like the way you're telling me? Like, chill out. Come at me a nice way and I'll help you out. Like, let's work together, right?
I don't tell you how to do your job.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, I feel you on that. Those parties are hard, bro. Those parties are hard.
LeBron's like a music head, bro.
I know. You know,
he's rapping along to every song, every lyric. Like he loves music.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know this at the time about him either. Like that's dope. But yeah, that party was so stressful. I just like, it was too much for me.
Yeah, man. It does.
Dlux has too many stories.
And also, yeah, shit.
Yeah.
But like,
no, for real.
The ideas of it, like, you know, you get so caught up in.
Can't hear you, Ruck.
You're a little low, dog.
Yeah.
My bad, dog.
There you go.
You get so caught up in the revere of it sometimes. You know, you respect these people for whatever it is that they do, as you want them to respect you. So, especially when you're controlling the music and you're controlling the vibe, and a lot of times they don't have the answer to what's going to really get it cracking, but they want to hear what they want to hear. It's, you know, the same thing with anybody else that's got a request. So it's like, how do you soothe both, you know?
Yeah.
And you really want to please this person. And obviously the whole nightclub is trying to make sure that they're, you know, they feel as special as possible. And sometimes the last thing that they want to hear is like something that has to do with like a LeBron song, or like, you know, or Jay-Z's in the club, and he don't want to hear Jay-Z records necessarily. Sometimes some people are like
never
that,
know.
some people are not.
Mm-hmm.
And there's always this disconnect. Like the promoter has no idea, maybe the managers and owners have no idea, but they want to make sure that everybody knows that they're there. So it's like, it's this weird sauce of like trying to figure out how to please everybody, which is our job. But it's a really interesting point and a tough point in our business to like figure out that, and also not panic, and also not, you know, and also still stay true to yourself as far as what you're playing. And also, like, they wasn't with you when you were shooting in the gym. Like, so you practiced this whole set and planned out this whole thing that's about to go throughout this night. And now all of a sudden they want you to change it. And it may very well be exactly what they're asking for as you're going along. But now you're starting to think of changing it, to make moves.
It's such a weird thing.
It's a tough space.
I did Lavo years ago, over 10 years ago, Lavo in Vegas, and Jay-Z was hosting. And of course, their managers, owners want me to prepare this Jay-Z set. So here I am, they hop in or whatever, and I'm going into this Jay-Z set. I think I'm killing it. And Jay-Z's just sitting there the whole time. Not even, he doesn't want to hear his own shit. Yeah. And then, bro, as soon as I was
just like, here we go again.
I was like, let me play like new shit. And at the time, the biggest record was Soulja Boy, Turn My Swag On.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I put it on. I put it on. Jay-Z got up and looked at me. That was the only song the entire night he liked. It was crazy. I was like, holy shit. But
now we're over here DJing on live stream, trying to read what people want to hear. Like,
yo,
it's hard, man. We as DJs, we all wish like people would just enjoy the journey and the ride and like just take it as a fucking event. But nah, people are brainwashed, man. Everything's on demand. They can go on Spotify, press their favorite song, they get it on the spot. So now when they look at a DJ, they look at you like a jukebox. It's just that simple.
Hey, part of it too is like trust. Like, I think if the artist that's there, if it's like some big celebrity, if they see you killing it, they're gonna fuck with you, and they'll be like, okay, yeah, this guy's dope. But then if it's such a big celebrity where it just like changes the whole energy in the room, it's like a different dynamic.
You know what I like is when there's celebs that get that, they know their power and they use it to work with you. So like, there was 2 times that are my favorite in like life of DJing, like a corporate type of event that was like with people like this. There's Nick Cannon when we did the drumline the drumline rap party, and it was like in Atlanta, and because my buddy Dallas like directed the movie or produced the movie. And it was like, everybody was like Jeezy and Zoe Saldana and like all these people. It was bananas. And then at the Golden Globes with Bill Murray, and both people like that, like they understand the plight of the DJ and the plight of getting a room cracking and getting the energy moving the same way.
Wow. You have a Bill Murray story?
Yeah, I'm jealous.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yo, I was just making sure we were talking about the same guy. I just Googled Bill Murray. I was like, hey. See, instant gratification. I was like, wait, is he talking about Bill Murray?
Yo, Bill Murray's a legend.
He's the biggest meme of the time right now because Groundhog's Day.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That was a legendary movie, Groundhog's Day. That's right.
Bill Murray's
he rages.
He's a Ghostbuster, bro.
Yeah, we did the Golden Globes party with him one year, and he was like, I need Marvin Gaye, Got to Give It Up.
That's and
I'm gonna step out on this floor, and we're gonna get to it, and we're gonna go from there. You ready? And I was like,
hot.
I was like, okay.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's a hot one. That's a hot one.
Yeah, man. You know, it's great when they work with you.
Huh?
I couldn't hear you.
There he goes. Yeah.
Silent, but
I just saw his lips and shit, but I couldn't hear nothing.
So when do we think this thing is gonna, you know, it's gonna get semi over soon? When do we start light controlled gatherings?
Well, I had a little bit of hope till I saw the mayor of Vegas kind of fuck shit up.
This bitch is excuse my language. This bitch is tripping.
That was crazy.
Woo. Anderson Cooper was like, wait, what are you talking about?
You're supposed to make people feel comfortable and want to come back to Vegas.
She was like, I don't own a hotel. I don't know. It's their job. Let them figure out how they're going to keep people 6 feet apart. I don't know. Dude, think about this. Think about casinos letting people, you can't walk around in a casino with a hoodie on, much less a mask.
Right.
People are going to be walking around in casinos with a mask on. You can't have your phone over a table and text. and you're going to be able to wear a mask in front of all the cameras and casinos.
Won't happen. You
kidding me?
can't.
Like,
Yeah, you can't.
no
No.
fucking way.
The Bay. Jay, you guys are quarantined till June 1st now. Is that correct?
That's what they're saying, but who knows? Because they keep pushing it back.
San Fran is smart people. That's why they know what's going on.
Yeah. Are you guys taking gigs? Are people trying to book you right now for things?
I actually got my first offer.
Damn,
for,
really?
For an online
I'm
booking.
I mean for like a physical.
No.
Yeah, not yet. No.
No, but I got offered like an online gig for like a charity thing to do something, but it was like, it was like a random. But I was like, wait, this makes no sense. Like, you're throwing a charity.
Do we think 2021 is the reality?
I think 2020 is completely gone for clubs.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah,
That
I'm probably
hurts
gonna
to
agree
hear
with
out
you.
loud.
It,
Wow.
it hurts to say.
Yeah.
I'm gonna agree with you.
We all are like, we want to see some checks coming in.
I think the last couple of days there was the first realization of that, where it was just kind of like, if concerts definitely aren't doing it because those are so large, but lounges maybe, speakeasies and places that have small capacities, which will be interesting because that'll also change the trajectory of what music is.
Oh yeah.
How sought after those small places were.
Have you guys basically gone to any of these online virtual festivals and checked other ones out, like where there's like mass amount, like Insomniac throwing big festivals or Proximity and stuff like that, where it's like 80,000 people watching?
Yes.
For DJ sets.
Oh.
Yeah, I peeped Z-Trip's set on Insomniac page.
Yeah,
I think I was part of one of those.
Shout out Z-Trip legend.
How was that? It was dope. Like,
yeah, it was crazy. There was like 1 million people in the chat. Like, it was just flying. Like, you couldn't even read nothing because it was going so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, there's different, like, this is shifting everyone's perspective. I feel after, even when we get out of here, like, you know what I mean? Like for of course we all want to connect and we want to be around each other, but still at what point are we willing to risk being around each other, I guess.
I was asking that originally because somebody just asked me to do a gig, like to go, because they're like predicting that it was in Chicago that they're going to open up they're going to have 100 people capacity.
Jeez.
In June. They're going to open up, and I felt I didn't accept it because I was like, I don't know, man, it's kind of too soon for me, even though I need to make money, but
right.
I don't know. I still feel like it's kind of like responsibility wise, like I don't want to be out here, like I don't want to be doing all that yet. I think it's early.
No way.
I personally am not fucking scared at all, but does that mean that it's going to create the space of people, like in large gatherings, and like the actual operation of some business and some club and some restaurant or some lounge or whatever is gonna, I'm not, but
I'm with you on that. It's not personally myself. It's personally just like passing it on to others. That's all. Like me going to visit my parents, and then I'm like, oh wait, they're sick. They only saw me and my sisters, and like, wait, how did shit? Oh wait, you were out. Yeah.
Or going out and getting it, and then passing it to someone else.
Man, we don't know what's gonna happen, dude.
It's gonna happen. Like, at a certain point, they say the prediction is half the U.S. population will have it by the end of it.
I will say this,
it'll
though,
be like the flu.
It definitely pushed all of us to get out of our fucking comfort zone. It pushed us all to push and to do 100%. Something, to try something different, to try and set up a broadcasting station in my room.
Yeah.
And
we're all like television producers now.
For real.
Fucking green screens.
Geek Squad. I'm fucking
nothing else was going to do this, and that's what's interesting. And the information that's recorded by the government, by us, by whoever is important now. We're seeing what happens when this happens. We're seeing how whether people can be controlled to stay in their homes. We're seeing how creativity changes and education changes, and how people share their hearts and their creativity and their friendship with people. We're going to see, a ton of things, and hopefully the great stuff carries on through it, you know, and yeah, because we'll survive it. But
let's keep spreading the music, not the virus.
Yeah.
hey,
All right, Vice. I know you have to get on the
I
live.
got a job. I got to go to work, bro.
I know. Aren't you supposed to be on in a minute?
let's go.
Got a live set.
We've been drinking. I'm sending all kinds of
25
comments
minutes.
the whole time.
You know, I'll be in the chat room, bro. I'm in there every day.
What you drinking? Five got some June. You got kombucha alcohol?
Kombucha.
Man, that's some fly shit.
IG really needs to step up their chat though. IG chat sucks. The IG chat, you can't click on people and like see who they are. You can't like IG needs to have like how Twitch's chat is fire.
Yeah.
The dope like custom emojis and all that. Like, yeah. I wish there was a desktop version for IG Live that you could like really go in and like have fun and mess around and do crazy stuff and like
you like they go because like even like people do go search you out though. Like if they really like Dlux and it's funny on the chat, I'm like going there and start yelling.
Yeah.
I get like 10 followers from being in your chat.
Yeah,
it's live. I get like a couple hundred.
Yeah, it's wild, dude. It's
hey, going in somebody's chat and talking is the new like going out to somebody's party and being seen.
Exactly.
Oh, 100%. It's the new club hopping.
And there's no security, and there's no doorman, and there's no fucking bottles, or there's nothing that you have to deal with that's a pain in the ass or expensive or whatever else, and you get to hear the music.
It legit feels like club hopping, and I think the DJ really appreciates seeing his friends in there supporting him.
Yo, at the end of this, we're gonna be at clubs, and then it'd be like, "Oh, you're DT9X42." Yo, I remember you, bro.
I'm gonna need a comment stream on my LED screen behind me. That's what I need.
Yeah,
that's in my writing.
Yo, that's crazy.
Everyone's gonna have like a DJ name by then. You're X9479. I remember you, bro.
Hey, real live chat screens.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking wild.
All right,
they
guys.
do that.
Everybody safe.
Yeah.
And we will check in next week.
All right. Sounds good.
We have nothing but time.